Okay, let me see what we're doing here. Let's check this mix out. Stop that. Okay, so here I got all these tracks right here, right? These tracks are right here. Here's A through, what is this? 16, right? So I want to see them in the mixing board in this MPC environment. So in order to see this whole thing, I got to go to the edge here, and there should be a little, there you go. Let me see the pads. I see what the pads are right here. Okay, good. We got a couple bass drums there. So I'll scroll back up. So I want to see these pads to get an idea what's going on. So I'm going to just, rather, I can switch to, I can go to here actually. I want to show you this. Maybe you don't know this. I can get to here and just see the pads like that, or see the mix like this, but I'm going to keep it here. I'm just going to drag down. I don't feel like switching it around so much. Just go like drag that down like that, and I see this way. Makes it easier. And so now I got this like this. I can get up here. Let's put my face over here a little bit. There we go. That's cool. And so now I would like to probably play this back. So it's a tape, a studio tape machine, like a big tape machine you normally see in a recording studio, 24 track, 2-inch. Let's pull that off of there. It's an LA2A. You always see this in a big studio. These are going to sound just the same way. It cuts the cost down having to buy this bad boy. But it's awesome. All right, cool. So the first thing I want to do pretty much is get this LA2A here. Correct, so I'm gonna pull this out of here. Let me stop this. And I wanna probably bring this down to here. I'm up here to my compressor there. And I'll put this right here. So I wanna warm it up later on. I wanna get the compression to work first. And so here we go. We got the compression here. I don't wanna compress though in this case. I wanna limit it. So I wanna make sure it's a limiting thing. Limit it from going too high, you know what I'm saying? So I see we're here at about 0 dB, right? So I don't want to get to go maybe right about there if I can. I don't know, I'm not going to even get there. So I'm pulling this back somewhat. I'm going to play it back here, and I'm going to go to, yeah, now it's not on. You heard that? I know you heard that. Okay, so my deal here, let's get out of there. We don't need that. We're gonna limit up here now. I'm limiting from going too loud. It's gain reduction, right? So I can pull this off. My peak reduction going on. See? Just getting it just right here for me. Don't get that bass drum, everything else pumping there. Yeah, like that. Now we'll turn this bass off. Yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. Now I also have auto save on. Let me turn that off. It's gonna keep moving back and forth between the mix window and my regular window here, so my edit window. So I'm gonna go over here to settings. I wanna go here to project, and it says enabled, right? This is auto save, and it says every 5 minutes. I ain't doing that. I'll turn it off right now, and I'm gonna just press okay. Cool, let's go back to here, otherwise I'll be switching back and forth. Now, I wanna see this over here. I'm gonna get over here. I think I want to get me something else on this bass drum to dominate a little bit more. So I'm gonna come up in here. I'm gonna use this. I prefer an SSL actually always. You know, it's really clean, transparent, beautiful thing to have. I got settings already in here, so I'll make it easier for me too as well. I'll click on this. Okay, there it is right there. And now I'll go to here and get my settings up. So we're gonna go to drums here. As you can see, I got some of my settings here. I like this one. Yeah. Nice adjusted to where I want it. See, there's like some compression here and a gate. Without it. I'm trying to get some bottom in there, obviously, right? So bottom's around here. Yep. That's good. Yep, cool. Like that. Don't want to erase her hair. Yeah, giving it that flavor, good. So I get that beat just right. So now I'm gonna go right to here. I'm looking at this tape machine. I wanna make sure it's nice warm sound here. So this is a Studer tape machine. Turn this off. And so Studer 2-inch tape, and you use this in the recording studio, it'll be big tape, you know, like this, you pull it out, and you put it on there. And what we normally do in the studio is we'll run Weber tape to make sure we line all the tracks up. It's recording to the tape, like you record to a cassette. Imagine a big cassette, recording to that cassette. We got 24 tracks, right? So I want to make sure every little line I'm recording to is going to be perfect. So I use a Weber tape in order for us to line it up so it's going to be like this, right? But the beauty of tape is I can hit it hard. I can hit the bass drum harder and the snare drum harder on tape, and so I can give it kind of nice, really feel out of it, which is kind of dope when you hear it on these older records or even records in the earlier hip hop days. And so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna press play right here and pop this bad boy on. I think you heard the difference. I'll turn it off. On. And so there are default setups here for it too. I want to get a really nice heavy sound here. So I'm going to drums. So we got hard rock, we got headroom, hip hop punch. Oh, that is ridiculously too loud. So when it's crushing like that, I gotta go back and do my thing now. That is just crushing it. I guess distorting totally. So we gotta go back in here again and look at this bad boy and see what it's got to say for itself. That's way too much punch. That's over the top. So we're gonna go right back to here. Yeah, like that. You feel the bump, right? Now without it. I can adjust this too. I can say that might be too much. So I can change the tape speed. Here's my tape speed here. Dark, too dark, right? Or I go 30. So the faster the tape, the higher fidelity. Or too thin for me. Of course, right? Here's a repro head and the actual play in sync. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna get out of that. Just to give you an idea of what's going on. So now I'll go back to here and I wanna pick out something different here. So I don't think I want too much of a darker sound. We go back, I'll leave dark alone. Like that. You feel that bass drum. Now the problem is the bass and the kick drum. We don't know. Gotta test it out. That bass line is way heavier than that, right? Let's go back to here now, to our mixing console. Bring this way down. Make it blend in with the mix. I'm not too high in the mix here, see this here? So zero's right up here. What's zero? It's right, what's this here? This is like, yeah, right about there is that. Cool, we're doing good. I'm not trying to even do that here. I'm just trying to get this to be even enough. All right, cool. Okay, I got one heavy one. This is it right over here. Okay, good. All right, I like that. So I might come to here. I'm going to definitely come here, actually. I'm going to pull a different EQ up here. I want to get on here, something really strong. So I'm going to come here to Universal Audio. I want to pick up probably, should be here, probably got a Manly here. Here we go. Pull a Manly up into the sucker. Come up here like this. Get me a nice hi-hat. So I go to drums here. So I got a lot of different effects here. A lot of ones just figured out myself. Keep the presets. Oh, I like that. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. That's nice. Before it was. And now it's. Yeah. I like it like that. Difference between the two different hi-hats going on in there. Alright, nice. So got everything going on here, right? So we're hearing back the track here. We got our compression up here. And we got our other device, which you'll see again here. The compression and also is actually limiting. And here we got this tape machine. Oh yeah. I'm at 30 there, right? But it's not so light. I'm at, the tape is 456. That's the type of tape it is. This tape here, that's running on there. Calibration here is plus. The output's down a little bit here. We get a nice warm bump to that. Loving it. So I get there, that's good. So what I want to do next is look at the other side of this thing. I'm not even done, and it sounds pretty good so far. So what I want to do is come over here to the other end of it. We want to see what the mixing board looks like, right? This is the main mix out. This is the master fader. That big fader on the mixing console, you know, up and down. And this is my output fader. I want to make sure I got me the right feel for this. So I get to here. I'm turning all this on right now. Oh, I think I heard the thing go boom. So I go right to here, and I'd like to probably turn all this stuff off and hear them one at a time as I try to develop the output of this sound. I'm only going to try to just develop this drum sound, right? Before I do anything else, this is what I believe everybody wants to hear. And this drives them to be in a bar drinking and have a good time in a club, dancing or whatever. But the beat is it, particularly in a Jeep, man. You know the deal. So I get to here like this, and I'm going to go. I got a Manly here too. This is a mastering Manly though. This is the mastering one. And so I want to make sure I get this nice overall output groove. So I'm looking for a bus out setup, right? So I'm got my mix bus here, and so to make sure I got my mix bus perfect, and I have to use this just great. It's kind of cool. I like to use just great. This is high and low. No massive boost. I don't need that at all. All right, this one here. This is good for today. Just to give me my overall output sound before I add any other instruments in here. I'm making sure those drums are going to be where I want them to be. Okay, this is a great bus here. This is a compressor, and this is the API 2500 bus compressor. This is a classic compressor used a lot in a lot of records, and this has got a great sound to it. I got here a drum bus going. See, that's my drum bus going on there, right there. Oh, this thing is hot. Okay, I'm gonna go right here now. That's it. Perfect. Now I got it on. Let's turn it off. It's subtle, but it glues it together and it tightens it up. Let's turn it off. Let's pop it on again. Let's pop it on again from here. Let's go to here. Oh yeah. Now it's really on. How's that? Damn, that's hot. And right here, we're not even on 0 dB yet. And that's in there. This sounds pretty damn good now with this thing. This thing's really got a nice glue feel to it. And then plus it provided some gain here, right? I'll bring this down to here. Look at that. That's crazy loud. But I'm not doing much here. See that? I can pull it down here. Not changing that there, is it? Not much at all. I'm gonna leave that there like that. I like that. Now next I got my ozone here. And I use my ozone in this way right here. It's in the bypass mode. I usually I come to here. If I do, it widens it back up. Watch this. That's not it. This one item here just makes the width wider. What's in my setting? Here's my setting. This is the width. It's halfway there. Normally it's going to be around here. Right? And it's stereoized here. If I want it wider, I know you hear that. It's just the beat and the bass line. I like that. I'll leave that there. The last part of this whole chain here is the other tape machine. This is the Ampex ATR 102 from Universal Audio. I love this thing here because it's giving you more warmth. I like warmth in the mix. I can sound like there's got to be a drummer in the house. Those aren't samples. Yeah, I want you to know when you're hearing it, it's like warm enough, you know? It's got a nice driving beat here, of course, but the warmth provides that really good feel to it. And so I can do all kind of tricks with this thing too, actually. So I got set up here. I want to use them. See, I think I'm going to use this other setup I got here. I've got something I want to use for my master out. It's my master output. And I like to keep it warm. I think the 456 is better for me though. I'm going to turn this on. Let's go back there again. I like this one. Oh yeah, cool. Okay, cool. Bass is in there too. Nice. Now, I'll press play, I'll turn everything off. everything's off now. That's how it sounded when I first pulled it up, right? So that's why I did that. I wanted to make sure I can get my outputs correct to where I want them to be. I can adjust those later on. Once I bring other elements in. Bring this traps in. Then pack on the top end on the master fader. Adjust some elements. I come up here. Now from this point on, I would adjust some more on the master fader output. I probably pull some stuff down off of that ability to bring the bottom of the bass out of it too much, because it sounds like it's a little bit too much bass in there, or not the bass line, but the kick drum. I'm going to bring that down a little bit, but this gives you an idea. You want to make sure you get a good output first. And I'm going to make sure my drums are tight and they're at the ceiling where I want them to be at. Then I want to actually just adjust them now in the mix and get everything perfectly right. But now I know how it sounds in my master output fader. I know when I get my mix right and it comes through here, it's going to bang. I'll see you in the next video. I'm Doc from SampleKings.com. And of course, if you need me to mix your session, or you would like to work with us, or subscribe, please subscribe right here inside of YouTube. Right here, subscribe. And let me know what's going on. I'll see you in the next video. And to also get lessons or to have me actually do some work for you, all you do is go to SampleKings.com. Link will be below. And you can go right in there in the middle and say, we do lessons and mixing, and there'll be just the pricing there. And there'll be just like you press the button and it takes you to a page inside of Zoom where you can get yourself and book yourself some time. I'll see you in a few.